Good evening. MPs are warning tonight there could be serious injuries or worse as the chaos on Southern Rail continues. Brighton Station was forced to close last night to prevent dangerous overcrowding. Passengers say the chaos is intolerable. It follows a long dispute between Southern Rail and the unions. With more now, here's Malcolm Shaw.
Rail bosses called it crowd control. Passengers labelled it chaos. Hundreds of people found themselves locked out of Brighton railway station last night. The gates were shut when overcrowding reached dangerous levels. On the hottest day of the year, the frustration of commuters reached boiling point.
Go to the left, guys. Go to the left.
We got there, I suppose, just about 6 o'clock, and it was absolutely heavy. We really had to push to get off the platform because everyone was trying to get onto the train that we'd just got off. So, yeah. It's pretty hectic. There were crowds directly outside the station and also going up some of the side streets nearby. It was absolute chaos.
The train operator Govia Thameslink Railway says services on the Brighton main line were severely disrupted by a signal failure at Gatwick and an earlier sinkhole under a line, both Network Rail's responsibility. GTR refused our request for an interview on camera, but they've apologised for the disruption to passengers and say the station was closed on the advice of British Transport Police. Commuters took to social media to voice their anger. Emma Jameson said surely the final straw for Southern Rail. Steve Moses called for government action, while Paul Knott summed it up in one word: shambles. Last week, GTR brought in an emergency timetable, cancelling 350 services a day, blaming the long-running disputes with guards. But this afternoon, the Mayor of London called for the services to be taken over by Transport for London.
The service has gone from bad to worse. It's embarrassing for us as a great city to have this poor quality service being provided. I'm sure they must have breached their franchise terms. They should be stripped of the franchise. While
the scenes at Brighton were the most extraordinary, the extreme heat and signalling problems hit other services across the region. The rail system, it seems, close to meltdown. Malcolm Shaw, ITV News.
Well, the new Rail Minister, Paul Maynard, is due to meet the Sussex MPs tomorrow. Our political correspondent, Phil Hornby, sent us this from Westminster earlier on.
Well, the Hove MP, Peter Kyle, is one of the MPs who will be at this meeting tomorrow. What's he going to say to the Rail Minister?
Well, I've already seen him today. I've managed to have a quick emergency chat with him. Both me and Caroline Lucas have been speaking all day yesterday to each other. Today we both tracked down the Rail Minister, had a brief chat with him today. Tomorrow we're having a fuller meeting, which is going to include Nicholas Soames from Mid-Sussex. So we have a whole range of party MPs coming together. Our core message is we have hit rock bottom. We need to step in. Somebody needs to get a grip on this system because it cannot go on like this. From a city like Brighton and Hove, what happened yesterday is a dagger to the heart of our economy. It is having a profound impact on our visitor, on our tourism, on our reputation as a city, and people trying to go about their daily business working. It is simply unacceptable. They've got to get a grip.
And does Southern need to lose their franchise?
Look, they might well have to lose their franchise, but tomorrow I want to get the trains running better than they have been today. That's my core thing here. That's all I'm talking about with the Rail Minister. What is it going to take for government to step in to get the capacity there on the trains, on the system, to get the staff in the right place, the rolling stock in the right place, so that even if there is an incident, such as a mechanical failure, that the capacity is there to withstand it, so that passengers aren't put through the sheer hell they're being put through every day at the moment.
Briefly, you've been saying this for months. So's Caroline Lucas, so's everybody else. Nothing's happened.
What we've done is we've got organised. I'm co-chairing a group of MPs who are now scrutinising more than has ever happened before. We are all singing across parties with one hymn sheet. We are in constant touch. We are putting huge pressure on the government. Believe me, we're doing everything we can as opposition MPs and as backbench MPs, and government is hearing it. We are taking it up the food chain. They will be hearing it in Cabinet just at the same volume as they are other parts of the government.
Okay.
Believe me.
Peter Kyle, thank you very much. We'll let you know, of course, how that meeting goes tomorrow.
Phil Hornby reporting there. In other news, a man has suffered serious head injuries after an assault in Bournemouth town centre. The 26-year-old man was found unconscious on Old Christchurch Road in the early hours of this morning. It's believed there was a fight between a group of men near to Bar Me. A 69-year-old woman has been charged with killing a cyclist in Hampshire. 20-year-old William Horton from Buckinghamshire was killed on the A32 at Wickham on January the 28th. Jeanette Smith from Denmead has been charged with causing death by careless driving and will appear in court next month. A 27-year-old woman has died a week after falling from a first-floor window of a property in Brighton. Glamour model Amy Spencer, who appeared in the television show Geordie Shore, suffered critical injuries in the fall on Chichester Terrace. A 28-year-old man from Brighton, arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, has been bailed. A shocking video has been released of the litter left behind by visitors to Bournemouth Beach after a day in the sun. The footage shows bottles, cans and plastic bags strewn over the sands. It's been shared thousands of times online and there are calls for the council to get tough on those that are responsible. Martin Dowse has more.
The aftermath of a day in the sun, the price one of the country's best beaches pays for its popularity. This footage went viral yesterday after crowds had packed Bournemouth seafront to make the most of the heat wave. The numbers great for the local economy, but the litter upsetting for many local residents, like Anya Lefkoskis, who took the footage.
The litter was just everywhere. I've said a couple of times that I feel like there was more litter than sand on the beach that night, and it just wasn't very nice to see.
This morning the beach was looking pristine again after overnight work by a small army of litter pickers to keep this iconic image the way it should be. More than 200 tonnes of rubbish are collected from the beach every year.
They're sort of like the little fairies, little pixies that come out in the middle of the night, and they clear the beaches, hand clear the beaches, and then we do it mechanically as well. The council spends about £500,000 a year on cleaning the beaches, and of course that's very much loaded towards the peak summer months. We would ask people to be considerate and use the bins. It would save us an awful lot of work, it would save the council an awful lot of money and the local residents an awful lot of money.
As the day wore on, the litter gradually reappeared despite the numerous bins all around. The council does employ a private firm to hand out litter fines, but it's a difficult balance between enforcement action and leaving the visitors alone to enjoy their day. But there's a clear feeling that day trippers could perhaps show more respect for what is a beautiful natural environment.
It's just pure laziness. I just think people really need... There's so many bins along the front. This is our beach. We want it to stay beautiful. And it's as simple as that. Just put your rubbish in the bin.
Martin Dowse, ITV News, Bournemouth.
A taxi driver from Borden in Hampshire has taken the cab hire service Uber to an employment tribunal. James Farrer is one of two cabbies who claim Uber is acting unlawfully by not offering holiday and sick pay. The company allows users to book and pay for a cab through a smartphone app and says its drivers are self-employed. It's the first case of its kind in the UK.
When you have a driver who is dictated to as to how much they can or cannot earn, how much they can and cannot work, although the claims are that they can work as much or as little as they like, or who can be terminated at will, then somebody has to stand up and speak for them.
Firefighters have remained at the scene of a fire at a landfill site in Dorset today. It broke out at the Trigon quarry site near Wareham on Monday night. And an opening date has been announced for Brighton's latest visitor attraction. The I360 will open on the 4th of August. The Seafront Observation Tower will be the city's tallest structure, with the viewing pod carrying up to 200 passengers.
Today is a major milestone for the whole team that's been working on this project, not just over the construction period during the last 2 years, but over the 12 years that it's taken to bring this project to fruition. And it's you know, obviously we're going to wait for the actual opening, but already we can feel the sense of achievement building up in the team, and it's just fantastic to see that and to share it with everyone.
Let's get the weather view now with all the details tonight. Here's Simon.
From cold fronts to camping, driving through Europe, Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening, and if you've been struggling with sleeping this last couple of nights, don't panic, you might just get a bit of shut-eye tonight because, well, it's nowhere near as warm and clammy. Still, we've got temperatures up to around 15, 16 degrees, and it is a bit humid, but not as hot as it was last night. Some clear skies too, and there might be a bit of cloud around first thing tomorrow morning, but that'll burn away fairly quickly, and once again we're in for another pretty decent day. Plenty of sunshine, the risk of an odd shower cropping up into the afternoon, many of us though staying dry, and temperatures well a bit more bearable tomorrow. Still not bad for the time of year, peaking at 22 or 23.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
And that's it for now. We're back during Good Morning Britain from 6 o'clock tomorrow. Do join Amanda for that. But from the late team, thank you very much for watching tonight. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.